was expecting a much smaller room. I'm glad you're all here, though. Let's see, I'd like to first acknowledge my mother. She flew in from, she took an airplane from D.C. to Tucson. And she brought along with her a nephew who I've never met, so I just met my nephew for the first time today. And she reminded me he's my great nephew. Anyway, so hello, Naeem. You know, nobody does this alone. Nobody comes up here alone, at least not to my knowledge anyway. And there are 5 men, 3 of whom are in the room, who really kind of formed me. I'll start with my brother in no particular order, but my brother Hal, who ran track, and of course, you know, you do what your big brother does a lot of the time. I also, he taught me love of music, and so I've been playing music for a long time because of Hal. And Herman Frazier, who was my mentor at ASU, yes, another Sun Devil, yes. And in my high school, my coaches, Bill Bland, Coach Bland, boundless enthusiasm, a great promoter. I mean, if I were, oh, he's standing. You can, yeah, just really an enthusiastic person. And my other coach, Larry Williams, is here. And Larry, you can stand too. And Larry, Coach Williams was the kind of guy who every young man needs. Someone who lets you know that you have some limitations. You know, don't get too big. You know, he didn't have to say anything. He just smiled, let you know he was watching you, and you know, you look like you were looking at like the construction of a building. He was built very well. So every young kid should have somebody like that around. Thank you, Coach. But he did it with kindness. And of course, my father, may he rest in peace. Neil, I miss him. I love track and field. I got to travel the world, made a lot of lifelong friends, and I was connected to them even before Facebook. But now I've managed to connect with a few other ones. I think aside from being here, the first time I heard that I had been, and I forget who told me, I don't know who told me this, but I had been selected as one of the top 5 Arizona athletes of all time in Southern Arizona. And it just blew my mind, you know. I mean, I put my high school athletic career behind me, which, you know, is a healthy thing to do, right? And I had other things to accomplish. But when I heard that, it just kind of shocked me, and it kind of grounded me, you know, to think that I was, people thought enough of me to vote me in as one of the top 5 all-around athletes in Southern Arizona history, along with Mike Bates. You might have heard him, Michael Bates. I think it was Joe Baptiste, Rodney Pete out of Saguaro. So, you know, pretty good company. Let's see, I'm going to keep this short. But, you know, I'm a songwriter. And although I live in Phoenix, you know, I never forgotten the old Pueblo. And I wrote a song about it, so I hope you will indulge me. And I may make a few bobbles here and there. I'm not going to sing it. I might go into a little bit of a harmony or melody, but I'm going to try to talk sing it, or just, but you know, hopefully you'll appreciate it a little bit. Okay. So it starts off. I used to be a track star, just running with the wind, kicking butt and taking names is how it was back then. So, but I left home for the big leagues, for college and for fame. But Tucson is where I started from, and that's where I made my name. Down in Tucson, Mount Lemon's evergreens. Down in Tucson, desert beauty, sight unseen. Down in Tucson, my high school memories, where Santa Rita be, and my eagles still fly free. Eagles is the mascot for Santa Rita. And the second verse is, I came to town as a new kid at Carson Junior High. I started in 2 sports there. It's where I learned to fly. Went off to high school, and that's where the fun really began. And now my sweet Santa Rita is like a long-lost friend. Down in Tucson, Mount Lemon's evergreens down in Tucson. Sonoran beauty, sight unseen. Down in Tucson, my high school memories, where Santa Rita be, and my eagles still flies free. Boonie parties on the weekend, way out on Houghton Road. or just hanging out with friends of mine and doing heaven knows. But my parents worked so hard to keep my dreams alive, and I managed to stay out of big trouble, so I guess they raised me right. Down in Tucson, Mount Lemon's Evergreens, down in Tucson, Sonoran Beauty, sight unseen. Down in Tucson, my high school memories were Santa Rita Bee, and my eagles still fly free. Thank you.